Okay, in this video we're going to scrap out a projection style television. This is the older big TVs. Picked this one up on the side of the road just a few minutes ago, so we'll tear into it. We'll first take this front panel off, and then we'll come around front panel. Take that rear panel off first, and then we'll take the front panel off, and we'll get into this, see what makes it work, and see if they're worth scrapping. So let's get started. Okay, got our front panel off. You can see some the components in there. Those are basically like three different yokes like you would see on a regular television. They don't have near as much copper as you do on a regular television. But go around here to the back. We got this rear panel off. And you can see it's got basically the same components as a regular television does. Those heat sinks are a lot larger, so that'll be some nice aluminum there we can get. But one thing I want to show you about, and I've said many times, it's not about copper and precious metals all the time. It's about the money and what you can get out of something. Behind this screen lens is what's called a Fresnel lens, and it actually magnifies the picture that's coming up. So you want to pay attention to that, and you want to take this front panel off, and what you do is there's a couple screws on the bottom, and this panel just lifts up, and you want to make sure you protect this screen on the inside, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that in just a minute. Okay, we got our front panel and screen off. I just took those screws out and slid that up, and it popped right off. There's your projection eyes, and we'll take those screws out and take all that stuff out, and we'll take all the bottom components out, the front and the rear, and we'll show you those, and basically the rest of that's just a big pressed wood cabinet. So let's get this other stuff set out and spread out, and I'll show you what's in it. Okay, we've got all our components moved out. Just a empty shell now to be taken off. A little bit of scrap there from or plastic scrap. A little piece of metal there. This is also the metal frame that this Fresnel lens came out of. Now, the reason I was talking about that, you need to keep that back and keep it stored in a safe place, because this actually magnifies light, and some of the more powerful ones you can actually use to melt metal, especially aluminum cans and that kind of thing. So I've seen people build frames for these and use them for that, and there is a market for them. Some of them are more powerful and better made than others, so you want to hang on to that, and then of course the stabilizer and stuff that's in behind it there to keep that. But of course that frame is going to be plastic with a metal ring around the inside, and use the metal ring. Now let's walk over here. And if you've ever want to know why these things are so heavy, that's why right there. That the projection system right there. That thing is really heavy. Now we'll take this down and get what little copper is in these. I guess you could call them yokes. Not very much like there is in a larger TV. There's no degaussing cable either in these. Just some loose wire there. We'll take this board and take the heat sinks off for aluminum. Take these metal pieces off and throw them away, and that's a good medium grade board there for e-waste. And then there's going to be this board here is going to have some copper bearing items on it. Another aluminum heat sink. Just a couple more copper bearing things, and that's just a low grade board if your yard takes low grade boards. So, and then of course we got the power cable. We'll take the brass ends out and strip that down for copper. So yeah, if you've got a way to dispose of the case of economically, it is worth it to scrap these out, because you can get some good shred weight, some copper and aluminum out of those, and then make a couple bucks off of that Fresnel lens too. So that is scrapping a projection style television. Again, thanks for watching, and happy scrapping.